Well, hello there. My name is Jennifer Villamil, and I am the host of My Almost Midlife Crisis podcast. So you're probably thinking, what does My Almost Midlife Crisis even mean? Well, it basically means back in 2020, I started to feel like I wasn't in my midlife crisis yet, as I was 38, getting, closer to that big like 40. It's like that scary number that gets somehow less scary the closer you get, actually. But I started reevaluating my life a little bit, started feeling like I needed a change, but I didn't really know what. I was dealing with kind of the first signs that I was physically, like, really actually getting older, like getting some gray hair that's noticeable, and maybe starting to think about Botox, starting to notice some differences, bigger differences between my generation, elder millennials, and younger millennials or Gen Zers, which I was having more contact with at work, um, and really just kind of evaluating my life. And so one day, I was like, I feel like I'm almost in my midlife crisis. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost. Um, and then combine that with I've always had a passion for the audio medium. I'm a big podcast listener myself. Mostly, personally, I listen to more like true crime and politics. But I love podcasts. I love just audio, art in a way, audio communication. So I then was like, you know what? Maybe I should start a podcast because I've always had a passion for audio. I have used to want to be in radio, but that didn't work out. And then I fell into advertising. For more info on that, you can look at the video. Let me introduce myself. But so I started in January 2021. I officially launched My Almost Midlife Crisis podcast. And since then, um, I did 51 episodes for season one, which I'll do. If you didn't listen to season one, I don't expect you to go back and listen to all of it. And you know what? Honestly, like, some of the episodes are good, and some of the episodes I probably could have done better because I was really in a learning mode in year one. Um, so I did the episodes. I love doing it. And you know what? Like, some of the episodes were fun and funny, and they're lighthearted and just kind of making fun of like this time in our lives where we're no longer young, but we're not old yet either. Like, we're not there yet. So it's that in between stage. It's that time where sometimes you're not sure exactly where you fit in, or what that means. And there's funny elements to that. There's also serious elements, and some of the episodes, I really look inside myself, and I really question myself. And I like to say that some of my favorite episodes are ones that were the most difficult to record, because I uh, really had to open up and be very vulnerable, which, can be hard in this day and age, especially when you're recording it and pushing it out on social media. that that makes it a little bit more difficult. So that's what my almost midlife crisis is. It's really just that time in our lives where we're getting older, and you know what? There's a lot that goes with that. There's figuring out who we've been, how we got here, but also where do we want to go? When we talk about the midlife crisis, a lot of times it just sounds negative. I mean, the fact that you put crisis next to it, like a midlife crisis, sounds bad, like it's a bad thing and you want to avoid it. And this podcast is really about, don't avoid it, embrace it. A crisis doesn't have to be a bad thing. A midlife crisis can really just be a time to reevaluate your choices and decide, how do I want to move forward? What have I learned? What is serving me? What's not serving me? And how do I use this knowledge that I've gained over the last plus years, to make my life better moving forward and to make my life more fulfilling and happier. And what do I need to let go of that's not helping me get there? So I invite you to join me on season two's journey, which is now I'm considering, I was started in my almost midlife crisis, and now I feel like I'm going into my full blown midlife crisis. So, season two starts June 6th, and I invite you to join me on this journey and figure it out with me. And you know what? Maybe even start a journey of your own. It's never too late. I'll talk to you soon.